Hi, this is Team 8. We explain about civil engineering and steel, concrete, siding construction. And today, I will give you an additional explanation of the aluminum panel first and cover the internal insulation construction and introduce the process of making glass using DDP. Originally, Zaha Hadid recommended Samsung C&T, a contractor, to two German and British companies that make aluminum panels the best in the world. However, the companies responded that DDP panels can be made by hand in about 10 to 30 pieces a week, and it will take 20 years to deliver 40,000 sheets. If you look specifically at the panel, 40,000 panels have different angles, shapes, and the frame that supports one panel consists of a combination of 6 to 8 rows. This means that hundreds of thousands of pair rows also have different angles, shapes, and lengths, and this complex business will be produced by Still Life, a small Korean company. Still Life introduced MPSF, a special molding equipment that can be produced according to the shape recognized by 3D scanners, and introduced CASIA, a three-dimensional design program. At that time, CASIA was mainly used to design cars and aircraft in Korea. Still Life designed unstructured panels using CASIA, which led to the advancement of Korean architecture technology. Next, I will introduce the internal insulation construction. Basically, there are two main internal insulation processes used in DDP: spray coating and glass polyester process. First, in the spray coating process, we work in the order of housework, organizing materials, spraying, measuring thickness, and removing house paper and cleaning. Next, in the glass polyester process, we work in the order of ink work, lifting, compression construction after spraying the insulation bond, and inserting insulation. The last topic is the process of making glass using DDP. Before I explain, let's first look at the process of glass making as a building material. The manufacture of glass involves three steps: fusion of raw materials, working in molten mass, and annealing. The raw material used for glass are soda ash Na2CO3, limestone CaCO3, and sand SiO2. These materials are taken in required proportion and thoroughly mixed and ground to get a powder called batch. Batch is mixed with cullet that helps in lowering the melting temperature of the raw materials. The whole mass is heated to 1000 degrees Celsius. A chemical reaction occurs, and then impurities called glass rise to the surface and are removed. The fused mass allowed to cool, but it is still maintained in a liquid state. The liquid glass is poured into molds of required shapes. A glass obtained by rapid cooling is brittle, so glass is passed through a high temperature zone, then a low temperature zone in a long narrow chamber by conveyor belt, where it cools slowly, giving transparent glass. This process is called annealing that strengthens the glass. EDP glass is classified as low-weak glass and laminated glass, respectively as planar and curved glass. First, let's look at the process of making low-weak glass. In the process of making a low-weak glass, magnetron sputtering technology is used. Each cathode chamber has a high-voltage magnetron. When activated, it enters into the chamber and forming a plasma. The positively charged ions from the plasma are attracted to the current material. These atoms are applied evenly to the glass surface, producing a thin film. The next process is a titanium-based target is located below the glass pane, providing an even layer to the outside glass surface. For regular Lowy coatings, the silver coating is placed on the top side surface of the pane. Upon exit, each glass pane is monitored for potential defects. The next process is making a laminated glass. First, a glass moves to the cutting table, and the sheets continue to the breakout area, where the glass is bumped and separated into individual pieces. And we wash it, and then it comes into the clean room. The interlayer is placed on one of the panes of glass, which is fitted on top of the interlayer, and it passes through an infrared oven. And the laminated glass enters the autoclave chamber. The autoclave is 280 degrees Fahrenheit and more than 12 times atmospheric pressure for 2 hours. The autoclave finalizes the interlayer addition to the glass, and the product comes out clear. The last process is making a curved glass. After the previous cutting and cleaning process, it strengthens the flat plate of glass at high temperatures and increases the ductility of the glass. Next, the first curve reinforcement work of the glass is carried out, and it is framed. And it goes through the process of glazing at low temperatures. And then let the glass cool enough outside the machine. And lastly, a curved glass is completed through the process of entering the machine again and making and cooling the mold of the secondary curved surface of glass at high temperatures and cool it down. This is our references. Thank you for listening.